Both of my screens are recording. Got a lot of good feedback from putting together this purchase packet right here. Let's go ahead and walk through the signing on it real quick. That'll be your next logical step is the signing. If you need to upload any additional documentations, don't forget, click on Documents, click Add, and then add any additional documentation that you want to add. Oh yeah, speaking of adding, one of the things I like to do, you may or may not be comfortable doing this depending on where you are in your real estate career, but I like to add one of those little cartoon characters on the file. That's just something that I do because I'm weird, I guess. So I just like adding that right there. It's got me in the contracts because we're doing contracts, and then sold, and then of course it has the brokerage on it. Got to have the brokerage on it, but that's just something I do. If you wanted to do that, that's something that you could do too. So adding the additional documents in here, things for EXP Realty would be things like the affiliated business agreement form. You'd put that in here. Home inspection request, home inspection scheduling form. You'd put that in there. But we've got pretty much everything that we need for the Oklahoma real estate contract already in here. Let me double check the broker disclosures before we go to the signing part. But any questions from the last videos, feel free to put it on the comments for this video too. I've got the cost to buyer, disclosure broker duties, inspections, wire fraud, deed fraud, compensation, conventional and residential contract. Yeah, this will absolutely get us started. Oh, here in documents too, if your MLS doesn't automatically import them, you'd import the disclosures right here too. You'd import the disclosures right here. We'll go ahead and put a blank disclosure form in here. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna grab a blank disclosure form, save it to my downloads, and then I'll come right back. All right, I've got them saved to my downloads. I'll show you how to upload them real quick. So just click Add right here underneath Documents. We're in the Documents folder of the whole transaction. So click Add right here, and then click Add New Document, and then you're going to click it and then go to where the documents are at. I've got them in the downloads, and I've got the property disclosures and then a disclosure information pamphlet that OREC made last May. So here I've got the residential property disclosures pamphlet, and then I've got the actual disclosures right here in my documents. So you could add anything like that by just going through those steps. Don't forget, you can rewind the video, play it again to follow those steps. Now let's move on to assigning. So over here on the left bar, if this left bar is not open for you on transaction desk, just click this little 3 bars that's got the arrow on it and see how it closes and then opens, closes and then opens, closes and then opens. See how you do that? Just click that bar right there. That's all you got to do. Then go over here and click signings. And now we're going to make a signing. And so I like to call my signings the property address. So 123 Happy Street, 123 Happy Street, offer packet. And then I always like to put the date. That's just me. So I just like to put the date. That's just me. So save right there. Now we're building the signing. Now we're in the Authentisign software. And we got into the Authentisign software by clicking signing on that right bar, not left bar. If I said left bar earlier, I meant right bar.
All right, if you've ever thought about a career in real estate and you want to sell houses like my team and I do, and you want to have a lot of fun showing people everything that's so amazing about the different neighborhoods and cities located in your state, guys, my contact information is down below. I'd love to work with you at XP Realty. Whether you're thinking about real estate career or you're thinking about moving your brokerage so you can get all that stuff off your shoulders like I did when I moved my brokerage over. I don't deal with the accounting department. I don't deal with broker opportunities. I just help the sales team sell houses. That's what I'm good at. That's what I focus on. If you want to know more about the tools, the training, the technology, the system, and the possibility to make a retirement out of real estate, reach out to me. My contact information down below. I'd love to work with you here at XP Realty, where we're obsessed with your success.
So let's add our participants, and we're going to click Add Participants from the transaction. Remember how we put everyone in the contacts from the transaction? Just click it right there. And then you're going to have the sellers were the apple seeds, right? The buyers. The buyers were the apple seeds, right? And Paul Bunyan was the seller. I'm pretty sure that's how we had it. So we're gonna do Johnny and Jane Appleseed, and then me. Johnny and Jane Appleseed, and then me. And Johnny and Jane Appleseed are the buyers as labeled in transaction desk. They've already got them labeled. Okay, perfect. And then I'm the selling broker right there. I'm the selling broker. So click over here to documents. We're going to add the documents. Now, your documents are all going to be right here. Everything that you put in transaction desk is right here, guys. It's right here. So you just got to upload it in the right order. And it's in the order of forms and then documents. So it's already in order that you had it. So we're just going to add it in the order that we already ordered it in. The software makes it real simple. This is why I love Transaction Desk and Authentisign so much. It is so much better than any other signing software that I've used. So we're just adding these in the right order. I'll personally need to pull the disclosures up. I should have uploaded the disclosures first, but don't fret. Don't fret. Next time, upload the disclosures first. But I'll show you how we fix that as soon as it gets all over here on the right column. Over here on the right column right there. Let me show you how it gets all over there. Transaction desk and then residential property condition disclosure. Okay. And then I'm going to add the disclosure act 2. So I push the disclosures up above the contract because on the contract, it literally says that they've read the disclosures before you even sign the before you even sign the acknowledgement says that you've read the disclosures. So put the disclosures before the contract, guys. Just do what the contract says. It's not rocket science. It's not rocket science. Just do what the contract says. So we've got estimated cost buyer disclosures, protect yourself, wire fraud, deed fraud, disclosures, cooperative compensation, conventional loan, the contract, and then the disclosure act. So the software is pretty cool. It's added some of the initials on it already. I'm going to show you where I add initials and I'm going to tell you why I'm doing it. So over here, let's switch over to Johnny and I do all of the first persons first and then I go back and add the second persons. I put Johnny right above the down payment, right above the down payment, and I put him right above the purchase price. So I've got Johnny above the purchase price and at the down payment. And then down here, hazard insurance, I do this little write up real quick. Please shop ASAP once we are under a fully executed contract. This is an estimate only. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. There we go. So there we go. Look at that. So I put that right there and I put it right by the insurance right there. And then I make them initial it. I make them initial it. Okay. All this process is overwhelming to most people. To you and I, it's the normal process because we do it all the time, every day. You know, some of us do it 3 times a year, some of us do it 20 plus times a year, some of us do it 50 times a year. You know, we all do it every day, all the time. And then right here, remember how I talked about we're going to one line survey, cross that out. So I clicked line, and then I one line survey in red. All of my lines are in red. I want them to be prominent. And then let's add another little disclosure right here. So MIR estimated cost only a survey could cost around $2,000 to $2,500. A four pin four pin survey could cost around 2000 could cost around $2,500. Please advise full if you would like a 4 pin survey. So period. So right here, we've got another disclosure. A one line survey. And then it's a mortgage inspection report. Oh yeah, let's add this right here. MIR. So right there, put that right there. MIR. Okay, mortgage inspection report, and then over here, MIR, mortgage inspection report, estimated cost only. A 4-pin survey could cost around $2,000 to $2,500. Please advise if you'd like a 4-pin survey. And then I make them initial that disclosure too. All right. And then their estimated cost to close, I put an initial right there. They got initials here. They got signatures right here. Bada bing, bada boom. So just do full disclosures on everything, guys. Full disclosures on everything. Here, they sign one when they hired us at the buyer consultation, and then they sign one right here when they contract the property too. So you select, make sure the contract of real estate is checked. If you didn't check that on the last step when we were building this on the forms, make sure it's checked here. Okay. Make sure it's checked right there. For your inspection, you get a home inspection, initial. The software already did this for us, guys. Transaction Desk and Authentisign are thebomb.com. They are thebomb.com. Get them to sign the wire fraud thing. Get them to sign the wire fraud advisory form. And I put an initial up here by the name of the form. Because if they're doing it on their phone and they're just seeing this, I want them to see that too. Okay. We tell them to read it on a tablet or a computer when they're signing. I'm going to say 9 times out of 10, people are doing this on their cell phone. They're just trusting us, but we're telling them to read the document. Everything is so important. Everything is so important. Scroll on down. Uh, Notice of buyer, signs of risk of deed fraud. It's a new form from OREC. Oop, I don't want a check mark there. So I've got their signatures already there by the software, and I'm dropping an initial right there too. Here are the disclosures. They're blank. Make sure the disclosures you're using are filled out on the property that you're doing it on. This is an example only training session. So I want to make sure that there's nothing personal on here, or else YouTube and the internet will get rid of it. So make sure they initial where they're supposed to, underneath the buyer's initial, right there, buyer's initial. And then up here, it'll be the date, the address. It'll be the address up here. So make sure they initial every page. Make sure they initial every page. And then where is it? Right here, roof. I make them initial by the roof too. Whatever the roof says, I make them initial by it too. Make them initial by that too. If I see anything weird on the disclosure, I make them initial by whatever's weird. And then I've already prepped them on the disclosures too. Before they wanted to write the offer, I already sent them disclosures and we talked about it. But I make them initial on the items that we talked about. And then anything that stands out to me that is being disclosed, basically anything that's being disclosed, and then have them purchase signatures right there. And then down here at the bottom, don't forget these initials. Every page has an initial on the disclosures. Don't forget that one. Cooperative compensation agreement. This is where we're negotiating in that the seller pay the brokerage fee. Fees are negotiable. Fees are negotiable. You could write 50% in there if you want. You could write $1 in there if you want. Fees are negotiable, right? Whatever you want. Whatever you charge, put that in on the cooperative compensation supplement. Put that in there, guys. Put that in there. Make sure the initials are there. Over here on the conventional loan, it's a pretty straightforward conventional loan. It says that they're going to get a loan in the amount of $475,000. That's what they have to be approved for. That's what that. Well, Josh, they're putting 100 grand down on $500,000 house. Why'd you put 475? I put the smallest amount. I put the smallest amount because the contract is contingent upon the buyer qualifying for the conventional loan in this amount. In this amount, if we're working for the buyers, give them all the protections. Give them all the protections, okay? And then over here, if you're negotiating in seller paid concessions, you would write that in right there. If it's a brand new house in the perfect school district, in the perfect neighborhood, you're not going to get many concessions from the sellers. Sellers aren't dumb. They know what they got. Now, our inventory is 4.1 months worth of inventory. That is true. But the good houses in the good neighborhoods on the good lots in the good school districts, they go right away, guys. They still go right away. If you've got the best product, it's going to sell. If you got the best product, it's going to sell. Make sure their signatures are here. Make sure their initials are here on the conventional loan addendum. So this is how the Oklahoma Real Estate Commission has their conventional loan addendum setup is that's how they've got it. And then we're going to go into the acknowledgement portion of the contract. Acknowledgement portion of the contract. If I'm going too fast, rewind it and then click the settings cog and slow down. Slow down the speed that I'm going. Slow it down to 80% if you need to, if I'm going too fast. First time you watch this, just take it in. The second time you watch it, have the contract pulled up on one side of the screen that you're working on, have this pulled up on the other side of the screen that you're not working on, and then watch this and make the adjustments that you need to. Okay. But after you do 3, 4, 5 of these, it's gonna be muscle memory. You're gonna be pumping out offers like nobody's business. Make sure that you've checked that they received the disclosures. If they have, make sure they check that they received the property condition disclaimer form. If they have. If the transaction's exempt of disclosures, check that one. And if the disclosures are not required underneath the Residential Property Condition Act, check that one. If it's a listing that is inside your brokerage, check this one and that one. Check them both. If it's a listing inside your brokerage, if it's not a listing in your brokerage, don't check those. Don't check those. Sign, date. The software put that on there. There's no initials on this page, on the acknowledgement page. No initials on the acknowledgement page. Scrolling on down, you got the Oklahoma Uniform Contract Sale Real Estate Contract right here, residential. You got the conventional loan, the proof of funds that will be attached. Don't send an offer over without the proof of funds. And then you got the Cooperative Compensation Supplement. So conventional loan, Cooperative Compensation Supplement, and the proof of funds all right there. Moving on is the name of the seller. Moving on is the name of the seller. Johnny Appleseed, Jane Appleseed, right there, right there. And then this is where you verify the county's there, the legal description's there, the address is there, the correct purchase price is there, the $5,000 earnest money is there, and the correct title company is selected, and the correct closing date is selected. So you're just going through verifying. They've already got the initials on there. Right here, if they wanted to add anything like the fridge or the washer or dryer, you add it underneath the additional disclosures right here. If they want to exclude anything, like if there's a junk pile behind the shed and they want that removed before closing, write it right there. It'll also make that an appraisal requirement. It'll also make that an appraisal requirement. Time periods, if you want to start it on the following Monday, if you're negotiating this in the middle of the week, start time period on the following Monday. If you want to leave it blank, you can leave it blank. If you leave it blank, the time reference date is the third day after the last date of signatures. Just point that out to the sellers when you're doing it. So I've got initial right there. 15 days to do inspections. We did that on the last one. Scroll on down, initials right there. Make sure that you already had the conversation with them. Do they want the commitment for title insurance? Or do they want the attorney's opinion? If you haven't had that conversation with them yet, you could put the radio choice on it. The radio choice right there. And then they will have to choose. They'll have to choose and make sure that that is a required choice. All I did to get that to pop up, guys, was I clicked on it and then it popped up right there, and make sure it's required. If you should already have had the mortgage inspection report / survey conversation with them. You should have already had that conversation with them. If you have not had that conversation with them, you could do the radio choice. But Josh, there's 3 choices and you only have 2 buttons. Let me show you another reason the transaction desk and Authentisign are so cool. Click on it and then right click it. Right click copy, right click paste, and you get another button. And the way that Authentisign works is this is the first button, the first set of buttons. This is the second set of buttons, guys. That's the second set of buttons. Okay, and just leave it required. Leave it required. And all I did was right click copy, right click paste. That's all I did. Right here, the expense of the mortgage inspection report, you've already talked to them about it. It's a buyer expense. They've already said they'll take care of it. It's set up that way on the estimated cost of buyer sheet too. And then you got your initial. Buyer right to examine title evidence right there, right here, right there, right there, right there. And then I've just got an initial at the bottom of that page. Scrolling on down, on the previous video, we talked about checking the home warranties being split right here. Talked about checking the home warranties being split. And then right here, we wrote, to make it easier on everybody, if the buyers are agreeable to it, make all the days business days. Make all the days business days. So you're not stressing out when it comes to inspection times. That 10 days could end up being 14 days for you. It could end up being 14 days. Or if you wrote 15, like we wrote on the contract in the previous video, if you wrote 15 there, it could end up being 19 days when it's business days. So I highly recommend business days. That way you don't have to sweat the weekends. You don't have to sweat the weekends, federal holidays, anything like that. Got your initials right there. Scrolling on down, make sure it's got the expiration date and the initials right there. Scrolling on down, make sure they got their signatures right there. And the computer, we printed that in on the previous video. Make sure your information is there, your brokerage's license numbers right there, and then the selling broker's information is right there. You could type that in with the text box. Just select text box, click it, and then type it in. That's all you got to do. Now, if you're using the MLS software, that'll probably automatically populate. It'll probably automatically populate, but you may still have to look up your brokerage. If you're at a big brokerage like our EXP Realty, there's lots of different branch brokerages for team leaders or broker owners that didn't want to give up their physical location for whatever reason. That's why the OREC company license number doesn't auto populate, because then it everyone would be getting the main brokerage license number, and that's not the case for everybody. That's not the case for everybody. Initials right there. And then right here, you got the Oklahoma Residential Property Condition Disclosure Act, made in May 2025. I just like putting signatures at the top of that. And now that you're at the last document, there's no more documents after that document right there. Then you go ahead and switch over to the other buyer's name, and you just make sure you've got all the right signatures and initials where you put the first buyer's names and initials. So got it, got it, got it. Scrolling on up, scrolling on up. Got it, got it, got it. Only the first buyer will complete these. Only the first buyer will complete those radial choices right there. Scrolling on up, scrolling on up. I'm not seeing any ads. Where did I add some? Not seeing any ads because this is the contract. Okay, the contract pretty much auto populates everywhere that it's supposed to. So got that, got that. Just making sure that every single Johnny Appleseed has a Jane Appleseed. That's all we're doing right now as we're going back through these documents. Oop, there's one on the disclosure. Okay, so add the initial, add the signature. This is the disclosure page right there. Add the initial. Be sure to add the initial next to any additional initials you put on the disclosures, like on the roof, for example. That's a big one. Make sure you got that right there. Make sure you got this right here. Make sure you got this right here. Keep on going. Oop, right there. Need one right here. Just make sure you got the second buyer's initials in the right places everywhere you put the first buyer's initials. If there's only one buyer, you were done when we finished earlier because you wouldn't be adding anyone. So we've got all that. Add some initials right here, and right here. And another reason you want to shop for the insurance ASAP, guys, is because if you don't get insurance on the house, that doesn't and it's outside the inspection period, you find that out. If you don't find it, if you find it out during the inspection period, then you can cancel during the inspections. But if you don't find that out till after the inspection period, you can't cancel the contract because you didn't get insurance. That's what the contract says. Read it. That's what the contract says. And I verified that too. I know someone that I trust that also said the same thing I said. We can both read. We can both read. So that is how I fill it out, guys. That's how I fill out the signing. If I went fast, watch the video again, slow down the speed, click the little cog in the bottom. Just click the little cog down in the bottom if I went too fast so that you'll be able to watch it again. And then, like I said, on one side of the screen, have the contract you're working on, and on the other side of the screen, have this video and just hit play and then pause, do the work, play, pause, do the work, and then use this to help you fill out your Authentisign signing on the contract. If you guys found this video helpful, please give it a big thumbs up. Please give it a big thumbs up. Share it with your broker. They could use it at the next training that they have. You could use this in your weekly training if you want. How to use Authentisign to sign real estate contracts, and how the transaction desk software works with the Authentisign software, which is seamless, which is absolutely seamless. So hopefully they'll find some value in that too. And if you're one of the 1/3 of agents or team leaders or broker owners who are looking at other options right now in their career, and you're thinking, wow, eXp Realty does have a lot of systems, tools, training, support, and collaboration. If you're looking for something like that and you're a seasoned agent or a new agent thinking about getting in the business and you're wondering how it all works, if you're a team leader or if you're a broker owner and you're ready to let EXP do a lot of the training for you and your team in brokerage, you to give you the systems for your team and brokerage, to give you the brokerage support, the camaraderie that EXP Realty offers, reach out to me. Reach out to me. My contact information is down in the description below. I would love to have a chat with you about how EXP Realty is obsessed with your success. So I hope this video was great for you guys today. Make the most of it. Watch it a couple times. Implement it at your weekly training for the office. And you guys just go have a great day. Go sell 5 houses this month. Go sell $500,000 houses this month, and then take the next month. Take the following month, not the next month, but the month after that. Take that off. Take that month off. Do just refer out business that comes in and go on vacation with your family and relax. All right, guys, I'll see you on the next video. Oh yeah, oh yeah. And this video that's popping up over here is the previous video that I just went over on Transaction Desk for this one. And then this playlist right here, it's a playlist I've made over the years about real estate contracts that have to do with Oklahoma real estate contracts. So, all right, check out those two if you want. See you guys on the next video.